Hey folks, it's July, and by the end of August we should have our first leak of the new GoPro Hero 13 and its features. However, until then, expect to see a lot of guesswork as to what these features are going to be. What people aren't considering when coming up with these incredibly bad guesses is the history of GoPro's own updates. So instead of just doubling the specs of previous models, which never ever works out, let's take a realistic look at what the GoPro Hero 13 will likely offer based upon a few key facts about GoPro's own updates. So folks, sit back, relax and enjoy. This is DemonView. Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I do appreciate you tuning in, and in this video we're going to be looking at what's more than likely going to happen with the GoPro Hero 13, what its features are going to be, and what we can realistically expect based on the history of GoPro's own releases. But before we do that, we have to consider a few key facts about GoPro's previous releases. Keep this in mind. GoPro's last camera, the Hero 12, was simply a firmware updated Hero 11 with the GPS chip removed. Now, the reason for this, in my opinion, was extreme cost savings. They basically came up with a new entire firmware to give the camera new features and modes with minimal hardware changes. And this saved money by ensuring manufacturing lines didn't have to be retooled to produce an entirely new camera. Point number two is that people seem to think that the GPS removal was done to prevent camera overheating. I disagree. I personally think it was just a cost-saving measure by GoPro. They produced a model as they were going through some real cost-saving measures, and this meant that they didn't have to pay to have a GPS chip on the camera. So just cost savings. And number three, I believe the removal of the GPS feature negatively affected the sales of the GoPro Hero 12. It didn't sell like it was expected to, and I think it got a lot of bad feedback about that GPS removal. And then number four, not working on a hardware update, that saved GoPro time and resources, which I believe they put into designing the Hero Max 2. So with the hardware side of the Hero Max 2 finalized, I think this year more effort will have to be put into the GoPro Hero 13 hardware. And number five, remember that GoPro never introduced a revolutionary update that blows people away. They always go for slight or incremental updates. So keeping all of that in mind, what are the likely updates we're bound to see in the GoPro Hero 13 that falls in line with all of those facts that I just brought up? Okay, so let's look at some of the possible features here, and we're going to start with Hypersmooth 7.0. Now, this is a given. GoPro have been updating the Hypersmooth with every model. Now, no one seems to have any real idea of what these improvements are other than a name change, and you may even find it hard to spot the difference between Hypersmooth 5, 6, and 7. However, GoPro want to tout as many new features as possible, claiming that Hypersmooth has been updated, and they'll just slap that on the box so it says Hypersmooth 7.0. And that's just something they can put on the packaging to make it look like it's got some brand new extra feature. Then we have the possible return of GPS. Now, I think this has to happen given the backlash over its removal from the Hero 12. In order to sell the Hero 13, I think it's going to have to return. Remember when the Hero 8 was released, GoPro did that whole thing about making sure the front lens protector was non-removable, and you know, there was a huge backlash against that, and you know, the removable lens protector came back with the Hero 9. So yeah, I think it's possible the GPS could return. However, on the flip side of that, GoPro have never had much success with making their GPS actually work reliably. Look how badly it was implemented on the Hero Max, and the issues with other GPS-enabled cameras. For instance, if you mount the GoPro upside down, then you may fail to require GPS altogether, or the altitude readings will be reversed. So, you know, not including GPS again could mean cost savings for GoPro, as well as having one less thing to support with their GoPro Quick app. Now, something I would love to see, and I don't think it may happen, but I think it will be awesome, will be a 2:35:1 widescreen mode. Now, I think it will be easily achievable with the default hardware, and then GoPro could basically have a cinematic lens add-on as opposed to the max lens mod. Now, we've seen third parties sell cinematic 2:35:1 lenses, but that footage always has to be de-squeezed in post, and if GoPro were to provide native support for their own lens, I think this will be a huge advantage. GoPro could basically promise users a true cinematic small form factor camera. The downside is stabilization may be affected, as well as frame rates that it can shoot in, and it may be something that GoPro wants to save for one of their niche cameras in 2026. Still, I think it would almost guarantee GoPro a camera sale if they were to include that. Then we have night/low light mode. Now, we've all seen the footage and heard the complaints about GoPro and low light performance. However, introducing a low light/night mode, that would be easy to do with the current hardware. Simply warn the user that a gimbal is needed or the camera needs to be mounted on a tripod, then simply tweak the noise reduction algorithm, lock the shutter speed, increase the ISO and bitrate. Maybe even partner with Neat Video and introduce a sensor noise removal as part of the GoPro Quick app for desktop for the premium users. So not only do you actually get good night footage, you also get people having to subscribe to the premium model to get that plug-in. And yeah, that is something that could happen if GoPro don't adjust the sensor size, which, yeah, sensor size, I don't think it's going to be a 1-inch sensor again. Remember, GoPro are trying to save money. I don't think they're going to invest in a huge camera redesign right now. And one of the things I think we're likely to see is improved HDR. I mean, the Hero 12 had HDR. Was it the best HDR? Well, for everyday users, it was actually great. For professional users, there were a lot of complaints. So introducing HDR 2.0, that's simply a firmware tweak, would be easily doable and get rid of some of the excessive grain or flickering that people had complained about when filming in HDR. And yeah, I think that's likely. You'll probably see that sticker on the side of the box, HDR 2.0. The same can be said for GP log. Again, it was something that users complained about, saying that it just wasn't flat enough. Well, once again, a simple firmware tweak could improve that, no new hardware involved, then release new updated lookup tables and have a cost-effective update for the Hero 13. So there is another update that you could see, and that's the Remote 2.0. The remote was introduced with the Hero 9, it could operate the Hero 8 and the Max, but when the Hero 12 came along, multicam support went out the window. Now, since these remotes are probably produced by like a third party, I don't think this would involve any retooling of a production line for GoPro. However, like I said, the multicam mode has gone out the window with the Hero 12, and I think that's kind of like a problem with the actual remote design, so having an update remote may be the answer to that. So hopefully that's something that we do see, and for God's sakes, if we do see a new remote, give it a backlight. Please give it a backlight. One thing that we all want to see is an improved media mod. I mean, it's needed. In fact, it might be the #1 most complained about aspect of the Hero cameras since the media mod was first introduced with the GoPro Hero 8. The fact that you have to disassemble the entire media mod setup just to change battery or SD card, terrible. However, I do think it's unlikely because it would mean a redesign of the camera, the connectivity with the battery, the USB-C port and all that. And I think that might be just too much, too costly for GoPro to consider. They're trying to save money, not spend money. So even though we want to see a new media mod, I don't think it may happen. So here's something that could actually very likely happen, and that's HDR enabled on the Max Lens Mod 2.0. I mean, this would be a cost savings for GoPro. It's a little firmware tweak to enable this mode without any need to invest money. So with the GoPro Hero 12, HDR was disabled when you use the Max Lens Mod 2.0. So being able to enable the HDR in 30 frames per second with the Max Lens mod, yeah, I think it's possible that they could do it. I don't think it would happen in 60 frames per second, as don't forget that HDR is a double exposure mode. So if you're shooting 30 frames per second, you're actually filming 60 frames per second. If you're filming 60 frames per second, I don't think they're going to want to actually boost that to 120 frames per second in HDR. So yeah, having HDR enabled with Max Lens Mod 2.0 and 30 frames per second, I think that's something we're likely to see. Great new feature, again, very little cost to do. So what are the chances of a camera redesign? I would say kind of small, to tell you the truth. I mean, GoPro have used the same basic camera design since the Hero 9, same dimensions, same batteries, almost all the same accessories. And this was more of a safety net for GoPro, so the users of previous models could still use their batteries and accessories with the new model. Pretty much GoPro said that thing themselves, that they didn't want to have to retool the line at expense, and they also didn't want to kind of alienate users so soon by saying how totally different camera and accessories with the Hero 12. So I think that because GoPro have been trying to save so much money, I think a redesign, although needed, is pretty unlikely. Now, I hope I'm wrong, but given GoPro's finances, I don't think it's going to happen. If you ask me, the new Max 2 will have taken up most of the hardware design changes, so this time around I'd say the Hero 14 is probably the best bet for a camera redesign. And there you have it, folks. We're not going to get into frame rates or resolutions. I think that could possibly just see a slight boost, but those are my predictions for the GoPro Hero 13. It's maybe not everything you wanted to hear, but I think it sounds likely, and only time will tell if my predictions are accurate. Now, for those of you that don't know, GoPro only have leaks through one official/unofficial channel. When the GoPro Hero 12 was released, there was an actual DJI account that posted a photo saying that you know, the GoPro was going to have a 1-inch sensor, and when it didn't, a lot of people were left terribly dismayed. But like I said, that leak was from a person who only leaks DJI stuff. So if you see any other predictions this year, look up the source, try and track it down. If you see that it's all from DJI stuff, then chances are, you know, that's DJI just trying to make sure that people are disappointed with the next release. Anyway, gonna leave it at that for now. Hope you enjoyed the video and look forward to seeing you next time. So until then, cheerio. So people have asked me, why do I like making these videos? The fact is, I really enjoy helping troubleshoot people with issues they have with their cameras. I also enjoy doing reviews to help you decide whether or not a product is worth purchasing if it will suit you for your needs. Now, this does get pretty expensive and tiring, so if you want to help out with this channel, use the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. You can buy me a coffee, keep me caffeinated, I will keep me awake long enough to make these videos and hopefully include better jokes, and you can just use it as an excuse to say hi or thanks for these videos. So hey, buy me a coffee, keep me awake.